To understand the sheer scale of China's trillion-dollar Belt and Road Initiative, you truly have to visualize it. Today, we are going to build a broadcast-quality geopolitical explainer about projects like the Hambantota Port in Sri Lanka, using an entirely free toolset. Before we start, let's do a quick prerequisites check. Download Google Earth Pro and set up free accounts on Flourish, Canva, and Runway ML. In the geopolitics niche, creators often hit three major roadblocks: copyright strikes from news networks, misrepresenting complex financial data, and losing audience trust through undisclosed AI generation. We are going to bypass all three. By mastering data visualization and setting strict rules for ethical AI usage, anyone can produce professional-grade documentary storytelling right from their desktop. Step 1 is sourcing our archival footage safely. We need clips of President Xi Jinping announcing the Belt and Road Initiative back in 2013. Stick to public archives from agencies like the Associated Press or Al Jazeera. To protect your channel from copyright claims, enforce a strict 10 to 15-second limit on these clips. Keeping your video under this threshold helps ensure your usage falls under fair use protections. Next, we need physical evidence. Open Google Earth Pro and navigate to the southern coastline of Sri Lanka. This gives us high-impact top-down satellite imagery of the terrain. Click the clock icon in the top toolbar. This activates the historical slider. Drag it back to 2007 to capture what the Hambantota site looked like before any construction began, mostly empty coastline. Now pull that slider forward to 2017. You can watch the $1.1 billion investment physically manifest into a massive, operational deep water port. This time-lapse satellite technique gives your audience an objective sense of scale. Traditional ground-level B-roll simply cannot provide this level of proof. With our physical evidence secured, let's map the strategic context. Open Canva and create a custom map to illustrate China's infrastructure investments across the Indian Ocean. Animate sequential dots appearing over Gwadar in Pakistan, Hambantota in Sri Lanka, and finally the military base in Djibouti. This visually explains the encirclement strategy analysts call the string of pearls. Now we need to address the actual economics of the debt trap narrative. For this, we switch to Flourish to build an interactive data visualization using official World Bank figures. Select a pie chart template and input the raw data from Sri Lanka's 2022 default. Type in 10% for China's share and 47% for Western private bondholders. This pie chart shows exactly who owned the debt. Highlighting the Western bondholders slice illustrates they held nearly 4 times as much debt as Beijing. Relying on direct visual comparisons like this forces you to stick to the verified math, preventing the data misrepresentation pitfall we discussed earlier. When you present hard statistics clearly, you strip away the political noise. Clean, data-driven visuals are your most effective tool for debunking popular geopolitical myths. Even with excellent satellite and data assets, you will encounter visual gaps in your timeline. For example, there is no public footage of the closed-door debt restructuring negotiations. We can fill these gaps responsibly using an AI video generator like Runway ML. Simply prompt the engine to create a high-contrast, silhouetted shot of diplomats shaking hands in a modern boardroom. This introduces our most critical rule for AI usage. Every generated clip must feature a clear text overlay stating "dramatic recreation, not actual footage," to maintain total transparency with your audience. Now move to your editing timeline for the final assembly. Layer your carefully trimmed archival clips, the Canva maps, the Google Earth time-lapses, and your Flourish charts into a single cohesive sequence. A highly professional edit relies entirely on finding the right balance. You anchor the viewer with objective satellite data and math, and you bridge the narrative gaps with transparent, thematic AI illustrations. Let's look at the result. The sequence flows seamlessly from satellite proof to economic data to geopolitical strategy, delivering a broadcast-ready experience. You can apply this exact workflow to analyze other massive infrastructure projects. Try mapping out the $62 billion China-Pakistan economic corridor, or you could visualize the immense scale of the China-Laos Railway. Remember your core toolset: Google Earth for physical proof, Flourish for the data truth, and Canva for strategic context. $1 trillion in international loans is an abstraction that is almost impossible to comprehend. Data is just noise until you give it a narrative and a map.